players. It's very difficult to pick a winner here, isn't it?
I think it's the most intriguing lineup, quarter-final lineup I've seen for many a year. I mean, when you go back over the last few years, Dennis, you know, you had the likes of Selby and O'Sullivan, even going back as far as, you know, John Higgins or Stephen Hendry. You know, there was always an outstanding favourite. But I think in this quarter-final, you can't really tell who's the outstanding favourite. I don't think there is one. I think every lad that's in that quarter-final can win this trophy, and that's what makes it so interesting, so intriguing.
Yeah, and every chance there could be a new name on the trophy this year. There's two former champions still there, in John Higgins and Mark Williams. But it could be a new kid on the block, or a new man on the block.
I think Ding, of all the players, has been the most impressive so far, particularly with his scoring. And you see the tournament pot success will tell you that. But you just never know. Every day is different. Not quite sure whether this red pots into this bottom left-hand corner pocket. It's quite tight. Barry's having a good look at it, but may go in off the left-hand side of the pocket, and he can cover it there. You can see it. The pink will, and the pack of reds will block it if he misses it. So he can play this almost as a shot to nothing. There's nothing wrong with his eyesight anyway, that's for sure. That just about went in the side door. Great shot.
Now, if he can't just drop the blue in and leave the red to the right of the pink, he'd have to come back across the table for the one next to the green. But I think he can leave this one. No, he's had to go back across for the one next to the green. Just come up a little bit short, but he can use the green to hold for position. He won't cannon the green into the right corner if he plays it with screw, and you can see striking right down the bottom of the ball.
7.
He's such a consistent performer, isn't he, Dennis? I mean, I was just talking to Jace. This is 6th quarter-final in a row. It's an incredible record he has here at the World Championship, Barry Hawkins.
And what a record he's got against Ding. I mean, they're pretty even. 4 wins to Ding, 5 wins to Barry, but 2 of those wins were in this World Championship here. He beat Ding Junhui in the 2006 quarter-final, and then again 2013.
One.
In the quarter-final. The 10-6 was in the qualifiers back in 2006. So they've only played once in the Crucible, and that was 13-7 back in 2013. There's a nice little plant to keep things going.
13.
Yeah, that's worked out nice. He's got the pink into the right centre. He can just stun the cue ball through the gap and beyond the red, just to the left of the black, to the left-hand corner pocket. Delicate little shot this, but plenty of room between the pack, the path to the cue ball. He's played that perfectly, and I'm sure the black, he's coming around to have a look, but I'm sure the black pots in this
90.
bottom right-hand corner pocket. Potting this black, he'll be, his next choice will be the red beside the black, and that of course will just clear things up around the black spot. Now all of a sudden, from that first red that was so tight,
27.
into this left-hand corner pocket. He's developed these very, very nicely indeed. We're still going to need a good split
28.
on the pack of reds, but this is a decent chance. Could have done with a little bit more screw on the cue ball just to get it away from that red. This is sort of slightly awkward cueing. Played it nicely.
36. Yep.
Yeah, very difficult to control the cue ball when you're bridging over a red like that, but he's nicely on the yellow would be the better one to get up to the reds, but they're not perfect. If you just have a look, the one to the left of the pinks out in the open, the others are not easy to get on from the left side of the table. So he could manage to get on that one using the brown with a little bit of reverse side. That reverse side took him near to the red.
40.
Just an awkward little positional shot here. When he pots the red, he has to avoid the black. Doesn't want to cannon into the black. And the key shot
41.
as to whether he can take this opening frame with one visit is coming up now. If he gets a nice little cannon, it should open everything up. He's having a look to see if a red goes. If it does, he doesn't have to play the cannon. And the way he's cueing, he can drop on one in the middle of the bunch there. That's just about perfect. So he looks in fine
48.
form here this morning.
He's
got the cue ball in tight control. He's made this break look very, very straightforward, and it hasn't been. He was put
56.
to the test in his last match against Young Liu He-tian, Dennis. He was
57.
way ahead in that game and had to face a really tough comeback from the young Chinese professional. But when they got to 10-all after him being, I think, 8-3 ahead, he just found a little bit of form and just went on to win 13-10. You know, he had a lot of experience and showed a lot of
64.
bottle.
Yeah, I remember watching that at 10 each. I thought the young Chinese player was going to beat Barry, but he played one shot. It was the wrong choice of shot, and that was it. He never got another chance. Barry took control and won 3 fairly quick frames to close out that match. So not quite safe just yet. 64 points in front, so he's looking for another red in the colour. And this will cut into the middle, this red. He's overcut it. Oh, and how did the white not go in?
Barry Hawkins, 64.
So 2 pots away from securing the opening frame, but overcut that. But how the white stayed out and wobbled in the jaws, I'll never know. Yeah, that was so difficult trying to power the red in with the white right in the jaws of the pocket.
He got away with one there, Barry. Not only did he the cue ball not go into the pocket, but left it dead straight for Ding. Could be behind the blue here. Well, I thought he might roll up behind the blue. Went for the red. And now another possible chance. It's not straightforward. This is tricky red into the yellow pocket, and particularly trying to get back up for the blue. Nearly fluked it into the middle pocket. But he's got away with it, Ding. He hasn't left it. And that's a good safety shot. Good cue ball.
Still looking for one more red in the colour to secure this opening frame. Not risking the one into the right corner pocket. If he was behind, he'd take that on. He's had a look at it and thought not worth risking that, so might be able to take this as a shot to nothing, but it's a thin one if he tries to pot it. No. In fact, he was trying to knock the black into a safe position. But that target behind the green and brown, if Ding can swing the white over there, he could do that, but he's also looking at the long pot here. And it's the safety. Oh, the flick on the blue has stopped him from heading over behind the green and brown. And there's a shot to nothing on here. The one just closest to the black. You can see enough of that to take the pot on. Get the white back round the table. He's so good at that type of shot. Okay, he's not going to get the colour he needs to leave Ding needing a snooker, but what he can do is put Ding Junhui in a snooker, as we show you that long pot again. So good at that type of shot, Barry.
Round. Buddy Hawkins, 1.
Just a little delicate one across the table, land on the reds there.
Trying to get that cue ball back down behind the green and brown again. This looks pretty good. Excellent shot. And it's a bit more difficult because the two reds were so close together behind the black spot. And the Barry is separated him. It's a lot more difficult to keep it safe. No problem hitting a red, but trying to keep it safe is a different matter. He only needs one more red, Barry Hawkins. He's got to be very careful here.
trying to find an escape route to the right of the two reds that are near this cushion here. And he's got to find the gap. If he goes round the back of the yellow, this would be some escape. 1, 2, 3 cushions, possibly 4 to just land on that red. There's the first cushion, second cushion. Here comes the third cushion. Wasn't a bad effort.
Foul. Barry Hawkins 4.
But of course, he's now 69 in front with just 67 on the table, so the miss won't be called.
Once again, he's missed the pot, but hasn't left Ding a chance to get a few colours and a few points on the board, and the possibility of, and the reason why Ding is playing on, because of the proximity of the green to the brown. It's a big target there for Snookers, so he'll play on for a little while. May not too much longer if he's left this red over the corner pocket. May have just blocked it. But it's worth definitely playing on if you can get in and get 4 reds and 4 high colours. He'll certainly play for a little bit longer. A little bit more value in this frame for Ding.
Pretty good length with the cue ball, but we've seen so many times Barry at this type of shot. How good he is at them. It's amazing. It really is amazing. You know, he's almost on the cushion and he stroked that in as if the red was over the pocket. He can pot some balls, Barry Hawkins.
Really does cue to him so well. You're dead right, Dennis. And he stays so still on the shot as well, which gives him every chance.
4.
He's striking the ball beautifully in this opening frame. He really is. And of course, Ken, you know, when you get to the quarter-final stages here, you're on top form. All the players are on top form. That's why they're here in the quarter-final. Doesn't matter about that red not going in. Ding just holds his finger up and signals to the referee. He didn't get much of a chance in that opening frame, and Barry Hawkins leads.
So Ding Junhui breaks off in the second frame. Not the best break. He might need the brown to come to his rescue, and it hasn't. This red pots into the left centre. Barry's coming around to have a look at it.
He's left that same red, but I'm looking at the natural angle as we show you that attempted cut. The only problem for Ding Junhui here is if he puts the red, the white's going straight into the side of those reds there. So very interesting shot this to see what happens at that cue ball.
He's just having a look, Dennis, to see can he disturb the red just to the right of the black. No.
2.
Bit of a trick shot there from Ding Junhui. Puts the 2 reds. Only has to take 1 colour though. Might have a slight angle on the yellow. I wonder, with the pink being tied up and the black tied up, if he's going to try and cannon that red next to the black.
4.
Oh, he played that fantastically well. Great shot there.
That would have given Ding a fantastic boost. What a great shot. Bring that black into play. Couldn't have played it much better. Now, what can he make of this? He's so impressive in his
12.
previous match against Anthony McGill.
13.
This was funny. Barry went back to his seat and he's sitting in the wrong seat. He probably still thought he was playing the last match. Of course, it's the only tournament where you're sitting right next to your opponent when you've got 2 tables here at the Crucible Theatre.
20.
Yeah, there's not much room. And sometimes it's
21.
nice. I mean, you see some of the players having a little chin wag with each other. Could have gone just a couple more inches with the cue ball there, Ding.
28.
To get back down for the black. He's got to go into the pack of reds here. And again, he has to trust a little bit of, well, he's having a look at the pink mate pot into the left centre. He's wondering, can he go off the pack and still hold for the pink into the, well, he's different choice of shot now, going through the pack. Good go. Oh,
20.
what a bit of luck he's had there. He's put his hand up, but didn't intend to be onto the pink, into the right centre. Trying to get back down for the black there. And what a result he's had there. Now, definite frame winner from this position. Frame winning chance. So Barry got a little bit of fortune in the first frame when he missed the red. The cue ball nearly went into the yellow pocket. And it was Ding's turn there.
Yeah, don't mind him holding his hand up to apologise, but he wants to go on and make sure he wins the frame. Because you get your
36.
fair share of misfortune and bad luck at this game when you get a rub of the green, take full advantage.
He's coming around to have a look at the red and get straight back onto the black again. I think the pink pots as well into the same pocket here. Yeah, going for the pink this time. He's got into that cue ball a little bit too much, a little bit of adrenaline. No. And that was the pink.
Ling Junhui 48.
Got into the cue ball just a little bit too much and left that red a bit more tricky than it should have been. Should have been tighter control. Wow. Chance now for Barry.
One.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed there. He knows he should have clinched this frame, just overscrewed that slightly. Oh, he's caught the brown, but is he going to be okay? It doesn't want to drop in behind that red, and it's coming into that position. And look where it's landed.
6.
I mean, okay, he shouldn't have caught the brown, but he still come back up the table, and very unfortunate to land where it did. So a reprieve for Ding Junhui there.
Very Hawkins 6.
Could get the white possibly in behind the brown here. And with the reds as they are, one good safety shot here, you could get right back into the second frame. Not quite the snooker, but it would have given him a great chance had he have got the snooker there.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that, Barry. He had a big target. The edge of this could go close to the bottom left hand corner pocket, this red. He doesn't want to knock it over the pocket, needs to block it. He's okay. But again, it's one of these pots, Dennis, that we saw Barry pot in the very first frame, so consistent on. Not this time, and it looks like he's left it. Oh, well.
It's amazing, Ken. Even a shot like that, it just shows you if you don't put 100% concentration, what you can miss. What a steal this would be.
He certainly hasn't settled down yet, Ding.
One.
These are the type of frames that really, if you can steal them, really hurt your opponent. Keep him on the back foot. He's got a big target here. Red left of the black, or the one that's close to the left-hand corner pocket. This looks perfect. Good shot. Excellent positional shot.
3. Four.
He's got a nice angle now. The two reds that are close together. We can pop this black in. put the cue ball into a target there to be on both reds. Slightly overdone it.
11.
Just overscrewed that again. It's one of those cutbacks where you can't see the pocket
90.
in your eye line. It's what we say you're trying to pot it into a blind pocket. You're looking away from the pocket. Makes it a little bit more difficult to judge the angle. He's overdone it. And Junhui will be quite
Hawkins,
pleased that he's missed the pot, but he'll not be pleased what he's faced with here because he's left this awkward. As we show you the attempt, he's catching cushion before the pocket there. Well, he could pot it. So I thought maybe the other red had blocked it. So 24 plus the black, 31. So this red and another black would leave Barry needing a snooker.
8.
A couple of slight mistakes from Junhui, but in the end it hasn't cost him.
Yeah, and it'll certainly settle him down, getting this first frame on the board.
60.
Missed a couple of chances earlier on in this frame. You always want to settle down early, get that frame early. Again, another miss, and that'll unnerve him slightly.
Junhui 16.
It's only 39 behind Barry, so if you can get a red and the black, you only need one 4-point snooker, all the 6 colours to tie. It was careless there from Ding. He should have just been making sure of that red, because now he's got to face some more moments of unwanted pressure. The red doesn't go in, but he's got a good cue ball.
He'll pot this red. Swerve around the pink and pot the red. Finish the frame. Not quite. Not sure if he can get up behind the black, but he can certainly get behind the pink. Yeah, it looked unnatural to cannon the black. He needs to miss it. Yeah, it just didn't look to be on the angle, just to come off the cushion and land in behind the black. What a fine shot that was.
So red for the frame. That's better. Play a little snooker. He can't pot the brown or green, and Barry will stay in his chair, no doubt. I'm sure he nods to the referee, Terry Camilleri. So it's honours even after the first couple of frames. It's Junhui 1, Barry Hawkins 1. Lovely to see.
Meanwhile, back into the Torium, and Barry gets the third frame underway, and both players look in fine form. It's amazing the number of times the black gets tied up from the break-off shot. It's just whatever way they hit the reds, Ken. Some players, when they break off, they open them up and leave the black clear.
Yeah, happened in the last frame as well. Possibility here when he plays this safety shot, though, to bring the black into play. There you see. Didn't want that kiss on the red on the right hand side. He's left Ding Junhui. He's brought the black into play as well, so it's a double whammy for Barry Hawkins there. Pot the red, try and get top side of the blue.
One.
Just having a quick look to see that any of those reds around the black will pot into this left-hand corner pocket. Yeah, it's not straightforward, this. He wanted to be a little bit straighter on this blue, so he could just stun down for a couple of reds that are loose around the black here. He's going for the one just off the top cushion. Maybe he can pot this now and stun out for the black. And if none of those reds around the black pot, he can hopefully get an angle when potting this red on the black to bring some of those reds into play. Such a great break builder, Ding Junhui.
7.
Had a couple of chances in that first session against Anthony McGill. Dennis, he was really on top form, had a couple of maximum chances.
Of course, big money for a maximum here, £10,000 for the high break, and a bonus of £40,000 on top for the player that can achieve that.
That was a lovely, delicate little shot, wasn't it, when he potted the black? He just nestled into that red.
15.
Just kept on it nice, and then when he pots this, I'm sure the left of the two reds may pot. If not, he can bring them into play with this. He's another just wonderful little cannon.
$22.
It's gone slightly awry. If the cue ball wasn't so close to this red, he could pot it and stay on the black, but it's just gone slightly wrong for Ding here.
Certainly given this plenty of thought. Be just coming up to almost a minute thinking time to make sure he gets it right here. But it's gone wrong. It's going to have to be a long straight blue, and there's a lot of pressure on the blue because he can leave the red to the left of the pink there if he pots the blue. Now,
Blue.
let's see how this works out. You're right down the queue of Ding Junhui. No.
I think
He
Junhui
knew
20.
that had to go in because of the red I mentioned. But being a left-hander needs the rest, and you can see using the rest with his right hand, even though he's a left-hander. Cued it very smoothly, and what a chance. Just look at the reds, how they're placed. Terrific opportunity this. You have to just try and push that cue straight through in a line. Never liked the rest, Ken. Always just cued across it slightly, and that's why I used to switch hands. I just couldn't get on with the rest.
There's a wonderful statistic from, certainly for Barry Hawkins, 97% tournament success with the rest. That's extremely good. Yeah, it's an implement some players don't mind using, and then others hate it. Remember Tony Drago years ago as well. He was a terrible rest player. I never used to like playing with the rest. It was almost like he got even more nervous just getting the rest from the rack.
I
think my problem was as a youngster, he used to climb on the table and not use the rest, you know.
Getting down onto the couple of reds now. We've left of this black. Just wants to clear this black spot area up.
21.
Can't really see too much difficulty here for Barry Hawkins. I'd like to hold the cue ball just above the black when potting this, so we can take the next red just to the left of the black again. There you see it. So this will clear the black up nicely. And there we go, 6 points ahead. So even the difficult red below the black,
29.
you certainly won't need that. To win this frame. So
30.
excellent chance. And there was quite a bit of pressure on that blue, Dennis, wasn't there? You know, things Junhui knew it.
Fully focused, Barry Hawkins. Noise from the other
37.
side of the arena. They're in between frames, but he hasn't even batted an eyelid. Just gets on with it. Yeah, just got to be a little bit careful he doesn't foul that red. He really does look to be in terrific form. The way he's striking, you can tell the way a player strikes the ball, and he's just cueing it beautifully at the moment.
He's got a wonderful setup, hasn't he? A wonderful technique.
45.
And he gets on with it as well. I mean, it's 21 seconds average shot time is quite quick as well.
46.
Even faster than Ding Ding. Average shot time 23 seconds. It doesn't seem like that, but it certainly is.
$52. 53.
He's got his own little unique bridge hand when he's on the cushion. Barry curls a finger up. There's no other player plays it like that off the cushion.
59. $60.
Only needs the black. I put him 44 in front. He just had a quick look at the scoreboard with 43 on.
$67.
He had a 64 in the opening frame.
$68.
Clinching this third frame with the one visit, it has to be said. If he wants to just roll the red in, the blue's over the corner pocket. If he tries to get onto the black, he might miss this. There's a bit of an angle there. Yeah, just dropping it in.
75.
Yeah, judged that nicely. Can he go on and make a century? He's made 35 centuries this season, 31 last season. Already had 4. Oh, that's such a shame, wasn't it, that he missed it, Dennis? Would have been nice to get a little century there from Barry Hawkins, but most importantly, he wins the frame from that visit and goes.
Very impressive stats there for Barry Hawkins, including 3 world ranking titles. Last season's World Grand Prix champion. He'd love this World Championship on his CV, wouldn't he? But once again, from the break-off shot, have a look at the black and the red right next to it. So Deng Junhui has got an easy red, but has a bit to do with the cue ball to find the gap through for the blue or balk colour. He plays it with lots of side, makes the pot slightly more difficult.
One.
Well, he found the gap, but just didn't hit it hard enough. And there was a similar type blue, as we show you the shot again. Similar type blue that cost him in the previous frame. I don't think the pink goes anywhere either, so not an easy chance this. Safely in this time. But somehow he's got to get back to the blue again. Good curing there. In fact, he's got into it too well. Change of plan, but he won't mind that. The fact he cued that as he did. Give him a little bit of confidence the way he struck that one.
He couldn't have cued that any better. He's on a choice of blue or the yellow here. He has an angle maybe if he wants to go into the pink and the 4 reds. But there's plenty of loose ones as well. played this nicely. And if he has a little angle on this red, when potting this red, and he does, he can pot this red and just brush the red just to the right of the black, out of the way, and try and bring the black into play. This would certainly open things up. Oh, missed the cannon. Oh,
10.
just needed to stun it a little bit. So end of break.
Ding Junhui 10.
White's in. That was a risky plant,
Foul.
wasn't it? At that pace as well. But
Barry Hawkins 4.
this is the last frame before the mid-session interval, and wasn't straightforward. The plant and the white going in has left a half chance here for Barry, but the pink and black still tied up, but that could alter in a couple of shots' time.
One.
In fact, if he pulls up now, he can pot the blue and cannon the pink and reds. So frame looked to be tied up, and this one shot could really open things up. Well, if he's dropped on this red and he's managed to free the black as well, that's
6.
a result, because he didn't get the cannon as he intended. He wanted to hit that pink half ball and he just clipped off it. Now this is awkward, but he will be on the black. He's close to the red. No. Hard to pick the angle
Very
out when you're that
6.
close, so the opportunity now falls to Ding Junhui with everything in the open.
One.
Well, he can't believe it, and neither can we. I'm not quite sure. If we go back to have a look at the situation, I mean, why didn't he just take the red left of the black? Didn't need to take that red to try and hold for the black. The red beside left of the black was a lot easier. Back up for the blue. We would have cleared the black into both corner pockets. That was a terrible miscalculation there from Ding Junhui. I'll just have a look at the situation here. He's got the red that's just left of the black. He can pot that. He can go up for the blue. He's cleared the black, both corner pockets. and back into prime position. If he finishes low on the blue, he's got the red in the bulk. If he finishes high on the blue, he can come back down. That's a terrible miscalculation. That's should have won the frame from that position. That will unnerve thing. He's looked a bit shaky. He hasn't looked like he did in his previous game, and that's just pressure. He's got to settle down in this match very early, because Barry Hawkins, once he will get ahead, he will keep the pressure on him.
Junhui 1.
Doesn't look that comfortable, does he, Dennis?
Yeah, of the two players, you would say I think Junhui is the slightly more nervy at the start of this match. He went off the boil a little bit against Anthony McGill, but he was so far in front. It was just probably the score line that caused that, but there's another red up towards the ball colours and makes it a bit of an awkward frame, and the safety zone is back where the cue ball is there. You want to be getting it tight on the cushion to gain the advantage. Not quite tight on the cushion. If you get it right on the cushion, it prevents the player raising the butt of the cue and getting the white back there. Oh, this is better. No way back from there. Okay, might be able to roll to one on this occasion and keep it safe. Just looking to see if he was to roll up to that one to the left of the black and just land on it. Well, I wonder if the reds are knocked into a plant. No, he's just going to screw back, try and get on the cushion again.
He hasn't got this cue ball tied to this top cushion, so Barry may have a go at this red. Up into the green pocket, he can hold for the black. great pot. I thought he might have had for the black into the left corner pocket.
Barry Hawkins 1.
It's not too bad. He's got the snooker.
Well, the first red you would look at is the one nearest the left corner pocket to see if he could find a way to nestle onto that one. And I don't know if he can come off this side cushion and miss the brown and yellow and get to that one. There's a possibility that that might be on, but it's not straightforward by any means. I mean, what he is looking at is that sort of escape there, but boy, he'd have to be so accurate to get there. And he'd have to get very close to the brown on the way past. If he tries anything else, it'll be a two-cushion escape, but I think he's trying to get to that one. That'll be a good shot if he can pull it off. It's the only possible way of getting this safe. No.
Foul. The miss. Barry Hawkins 4. One.
Well, tried to get on the yellow into the same pocket, but he's left it a bit short. He's on the brown though, into the centre pocket. Nicely in.
Five. Six.
This is a sort of a situation where you just got to give it a little bit more thought.
13.
Because it's sort of unusual to have the reds all up that end of the table, so you need to just hold your concentration, because it's not a straightforward break that you're making when they're like this.
18. Nineteen.
Just a bit of noise from the other side. I think they're at the mid-session interval. So
20.
Barry quietly going about his business and ignoring the noise and the movement.
24.
28 in front.
Twenty. 29.
Having to take more reds than normal because he's at the lower value end of the table with the colours. Now 37 ahead, as you can see there.
33.
If he was to get on the blue, he'd only be able to tie if he was to take red and blue. If he takes yellow or brown, he'll need another red.
34.
But that shouldn't be a problem, where the two reds are situated. It's a very confident start from Barry Hawkins here in this quarter-final. So just the red needed.
36.
And he's settled the quicker of the two players, as Barry. Just glancing at the scoreboard, and he'll know that this red will secure this fourth frame. He had a break of 64 in the opening frame. He had a break of 82 in the third frame. And he's on 37 here and counting. Pot the red, cannon the green out, and every chance he could clear the colours up here.
42. .43.
Didn't quite hit it far enough. Doesn't really matter. It's just, as I said, the mid-session interval coming up. So.
.45.
Have to leave a double on the green here.
47.
Everybody loves a double. Doesn't matter about the brown.
50
So
on the
you'd
frame.
have to say
Barry
Barry Hawkins has settled out of the two players, and he goes off to the mid-session interval, winning the little mini session, 3 frame.
Barry Hawkins to make.
Thank you, Jason. And Ken will be on his way back to the commentary box. He's a pretty fast mover, so it won't take him long. But once again, the break-off shot sends a red right next to the black. But yeah, not surprised Ding was in the practice room. And there's the stats, as you can see, down at 80%. That is very low. Barry creeping towards the 90%. And the long pot success rate down to 50% for Ding Junhui. And, well, Ding Junhui's highest break, 48. I'm sure that will change. Just in the practice room, trying to get a bit of rhythm going. Well, that's unusual for Barry Hawkins, and he's stuck the red up, so an early chance for Ding, but let me show you this attempt again.
One.
And I think he's got the pink available into the right corner, left middle, so he's got the blue and pink to play with at the moment. Yeah, normally when you get to the quarter-final stages, you very rarely would go to the practice room because you're in stroke, but he obviously wasn't happy with the way he was cueing in that first little mini session.
12th.
Yeah, it's all about focus and make sure you don't just lose the cue ball with your position. And he did that
30.
certainly when he had the red over the right corner and had a great chance. He put the white in no man's land.
$18.
Well,
90.
Ken's back in the commentary box and just get your breath back, Ken.
Yeah, it's a long run from those practice tables into. But interesting, Dennis, as we speaking to Jason, Junhui stayed in that practice room for the whole of the mid-session interval. And practiced a few of those shots, and particularly that red that we talked about, the one that was closest to the corner pocket, where he had the alternative,
24.
and eventually cost him the frame, I think. Very disappointed with himself. He's in there with Terry Griffiths, his coach, and
25.
his couple of mates, and again another loose one. But normally, Dennis, like players, they'd go in, they'd loosen up, play a couple of shots, get back to their dressing room, have a cup of tea or coffee, a biscuit maybe. He's
Green.
Oh, this is a good shot. Needs to avoid this red, and hasn't done.
28.
Well, he needs this plant to come to his rescue because he has got himself out of position. What a bonus if he can make the plant. Although he tried a plant in the previous frame before the mid-session interval and missed it. Not dissimilar to this one. This time it's in though.
29.
And what a bonus that was, because he had ran out of position and suddenly that plant appeared.
Yeah, that was an excellent plant that he had to make. It wasn't dead set, as you
30.
said. Mr. Planton,
36.
one of the frames before the interval, but that was very, very well worked out. That's his
41.
target, 66 before his opponent will require a snooker.
42.
He's got such a wonderful technique, Junhui.
48.
Very still on the shot. Wonderful cue action. Straight through.
49.
Almost like gun barrels straight.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons he's made 477 centuries in his career. Turned professional in 2003. But I think a few years back when he won 5 ranking events in one season, that was incredible.
55.
Yeah, and even if we go back the last
56.
2 years here at the World Championship, Dennis, I mean, he had that magnificent final a couple of years ago against Mark Selby. And then, of course, he had the semi-final again against Mark Selby last year, losing
62.
17-15 in that semi-final, 18-14 in that final. I mean, he played as well as anybody in the World
63.
Championships and still didn't get his hand on the trophy. Such a great talent.
just come up short though again. These
Blue.
positions, so slightly more awkward blue. But not a problem, and look at the position. So now Ding Junhui is going to take this
68.
frame with one visit, so that 15 minutes
69.
in the practice room is paying off here.
$75. $76.
Tricky one here, but if he pots the pink, he might even free the red and the black here. Doesn't matter about missing the pink, really. He
76 on frame.
did what he had to do. He's come out after the mid-session interval, got one chance, and that break of 76 gives Ding Junhui the frame. He's just...
And once again, Dennis, the red has come up to the side of the black. He's left one of these long pots that Barry normally gets in. Yeah. Excellent pot. He's so consistent on that particular shot.
One.
You really, even the break off now these days, Dennis, you've really got to either hide the cue ball behind that green or get it as close to the ball cushion as possible. If you don't, and there's a red sticking out, 90% of the time, these lads will knock it in.
Four.
Yeah, just watch how he curls. See how he curls that finger up next to his thumb. Only player in the game that cues that way when he's near the cushion. Bit unique.
Five.
Well, this could be an absolute cracking quarter-final match the way these players are queuing.
Seven. Eight.
Wrong side of the blue this time, so if the pink doesn't go, and I don't think it does, it could be the end of break here. Yeah, it's just the wrong side of that blue line. Well, this is quite an attacking shot he's taking on here. Watch this positional shot. In goes the brown. Have a look at this shot. That's a beauty, an absolute beauty there. That's a shot of a player full of confidence.
30.
This time the right side of the blue. This is worth another look, this shot here. Really is. Wonderful positional shot, and if the cannon works out with his next shot, he's in business. Oh, what a shot he's played there.
18.
Well, he couldn't have hit this much better. Always try and hit that pink full ball. And look at the screw on the side of the side cushion back into the middle of the table. Black hasn't come out, but pink certainly has. Back up for blue here.
Yeah, we talk about Sean Murphy and Kyron Wilson being the two best players in the game with the rest. Tell you what, Barry Hawkins is not far behind him. Look at that, 97%. He's missed 1 out of 37 with the rest.
That's quite incredible, isn't it? 1 out of 37. Wow.
24.
More importantly, he's back. Prime position here. This red will clear up the pink spot as well. Back up for the blue. Eventually
25.
want to try and get that pink back on its spot. Will he be happy with blues for the moment? He's building up a nice lead.
$30. $31.
It's been a good standard so far, Dennis, hasn't it? There hasn't been any scrappy frames. I mean, breaks of 64, 48, 82, 50, 76. And this counting at the moment. It's been good stuff. Both players are in great form.
$36. $37.
He has the pink there, but it's a little bit awkward. So at the moment, just concentrating on getting on the blue. And he's getting on that blue every time. Pinpoint accuracy. That's okay.
42.
Just means that I don't know if he can avoid hitting the pink here. Might be able to. Yeah.
43.
Got into it with lots of screw inside there. Just finished a little awkward now. He'd rather do it without a cannon, but I'm not sure if he can drop on a red without playing a cannon here.
Well, he's got a choice, isn't he? He can go into the 2 reds just below the pink spot. If he misses those, he can maybe hit the red directly above the black and still be on a red into the left-hand corner pocket. He avoided all those there.
Yeah, I think he was just making
48.
sure he didn't want to be risking playing a little cannon. He's got himself 48 points in front, but it may have finished a little awkward here. Yeah. But looking at that angle, I mean, it's not that he wanted to do, but he may have to just flick the red away from the black. Looking at that, he'd rather have not have had to do that. Yeah, he was able to, but I think that could be the end of break.
Yeah, I think he made a wrong choice of shot there, Dennis. If we go back to that blue, he could have played it. As we see this red again, he's trying to get on the, either flick that red or trying to get on the pink into the opposite
Barry Hawkins, 49.
corner pocket, but I think he should have taken the chance with the blue, played a little cannon. Very hard for it to go wrong. But he's got thing in a little bit of trouble here. He's looking at trying to come off this top cushion, glancing off one of those 2 reds that are close together and bring the cue ball back to balk. Not straightforward this.
Foul. The miss. Barry Hawkins, 4.
I was going to have a think about this, Barry, because he's knocked the yellow safe, which is to his advantage, having a 53-point advantage. That's why he's thinking about not replacing it, but in the end, He's decided to let Ding Junhui have another go at glancing off one of these reds. I mean, he'd love to glance off the one next to the black and bring it into play, but any escape back up the table he'd be happy with.
Thanks.
So try number 2. Yep, well played. Well, so well played, but unlucky to hit the green. If we could get a red and a pink, Ding Junhui would need a snooker. He played to get on the pink, but now that he's missed it, chance for a counter-attack here. Doesn't miss many of those.
One. Seven. Eight.
Just tried to bring the black into play. Got a glancing blow off the red, but not the connection he would have liked, so the black is still tied up. But he may, if he pots this red, and try and hold for the green.
Okay.
And then from green into that black and red. It's a big target. So just hold a cue ball anywhere on this ball cushion.
15.
And then off the right-hand side cushion, straight into the... You'd like to just almost hit the red full ball to the right of the black.
That's what he could play, but he's also had a look at maybe getting on the one near the cushion, Ken, and then freeing the black that way. So let's see how he goes about it. He's got a choice here. He's played for the single red rather than risk the cannon, but if he finishes straight on it, there's no way he can cannon the red now from that position.
Oh, that surprises me. He's such a big target. Fitting that black and red, he really, even if the cannon doesn't work out, the cue ball is going towards this top cushion. He's always still could have been on this red either way. It's very surprising. He's having a look, does the red pot into the left centre, but it does, but he doesn't have a nice angle on the cue ball now. Deep screw, lots of bottom left hand side. A few wrong
Ding
choices
Junhui,
out there,
18.
Ding Junhui.
The one he was looking for.
1.
36, the difference. Just a quick glance around at the scoreboard. You can take the green and try and just cannon the black here would be ideal. This looks to be unbelievably good. What a shot. What a shot that is. Talking about pinpoint accuracy. Don't come any better than that, Ken.
No, excellent shot. And if we go back to Ding's
5.
chance, I mean, he had the same target, Dennis, and Barry absolutely played it spot on.
Seven. 9.
So Barry Hawkins going to go back to 2 frames in front. 2 more to play in this session, of course.
$12. $16. $21. $27.
He pots the pink. He's not going to bother about the black, and Barry Hawkins puts another frame on the board. It was a frame that Junhui had a chance. He didn't take it.
Look at that red again coming next to the black. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing how it keeps going there.
I've never seen that happen so many times, Dennis, during this championship. And particularly in this match, almost every frame that red is just crept beside the black.
Yeah, it must be where they placed the cue ball for the break-off shot. You know, it's some players will be near the brown, some near the yellow, but for some reason it keeps coming out of the pack and putting the black out of commission.
Was nicely judged. Could have done with the cue ball getting a little bit tighter to that ball cushion. Possible red to have a go at here. There's a man who's travelled all the way from Perth in Western Australia, Barry Saxon. Welcome to the Crucible, Barry.
1.
It's here for the 3 weeks, 17 days of the Crucible.
Wonderful city, Perth. Played there many years ago. 16 times I went to Australia between 75 and 87. Loved it. Of course, Pop Black was very, very popular in Australia, and then they
6.
used to do their own version of Pop Black. Never really got back to the heights as it was in the 70s, which is a shame.
Of course,
Seven.
you had Eddie Charlton in those
Yeah.
days. You used to tour around with him.
Meanwhile, this is a good chance for Ding Junhui. As I say, he would love to take these last 2 frames and level at 4-all.
$15. $22. $23.
Reds is set up very nicely
30.
indeed. There's his target, 71, before his opponent will need a snooker. But just got to be careful,
31.
keep the cue ball under tight control, and something that Ding is very, very good at and has been in this championship so far. And a little bit ragged this morning. He's been very ragged indeed.
Ding Junhui, 31.
Didn't have to go in to play the cannon there. He wanted to try and bring the red and the pink into play and still be on the red to the left centre, but he had plenty of choices there. He's rocking a bit.
One.
Well, he knocked the pink up towards the blue and has made it awkward, but being a left-hander, he shouldn't be too much trouble for Barry here. And the chance now falls to Barry Hawkins. A very good chance at that.
8. Nine.
Let that run a little bit further than he intended there. Still should be okay though. Especially with that touch that he has with the little soft screw shots. He's a terrific player to watch when he's at the table, is Barry.
16. $17. $24.
Just checking there to see if he can hold and leave a comfortable black for himself. Didn't like it, that's
25.
why he's headed up to the bulk end of the table there. So shouldn't be a problem playing on that red near the pink spot. he got an angle to run through
28.
for the black. I think he'll be okay. Yep.
29.
He may have gone a little bit straight on this black. Yes, he doesn't have a nice angle, so he's going to have to screw off the side cushion. Back for one of these reds on the right hand side of the table as we look. It looks like he's judged this nice. Yeah, beautiful shot. Well, it's just got a little, just that slight little brush off the red. If he hadn't missed the red, it would have been perfect. Still got this red, of course. Just have a look at this. It's just a cue ball. Looks like it's going to fit through the gap. Just that little brush off the red. Just took the pace out of cue ball. He still has it to the left centre. Wow. And just that slight
Hawkins, 36.
difference and how much it makes. Well, I still couldn't see him missing that red into the middle pocket. We always say the game is about fractions, Dennis, and it certainly was in that case.
Yeah, we keep saying how sharp these middle pockets are. And even this shot here, I think Ding would have thought, oh, might have missed this. But he missed a very easy black previously. Not this time. As I said, the blue and pink are awkward to get on.
8.
I think he can run through for the black here. Yeah, well played. Very good shot there. Might not have the angle to pot the black and just cannon that red. So he's going around to see if he left the white near the cushion, would he be on the red? And he might just be able to do that. Somewhere around there he'd be okay if he just drops the black in. Just enough
16.
room.
Seventeen.
Still not straightforward though. 12 points in front. Two reds with
24.
two blacks would put him 28 in front with 27 remaining.
That was a wonderful pot and also position. He's got a wonderful angle just to get over in behind this red on the left hand side of the table. Take it into the middle or even into the corner pocket.
32.
Just overrun it slightly, but just needs the red.
Glance at the scoreboard, and he'd love to cut the black in, but even if he doesn't, he's well on his way to taking this frame. That makes absolutely sure of the frame. This would be a little bit disappointing for Barry.
40.
He had the chance there to open up a 3-frame advantage.
42. $45.
And this might just restore the confidence to Ding Junhui. Just looked a little
49.
edgy when he missed a very easy black off the spot. That'll be all forgotten.
54. $60.
Black safely in. He needed a few chances in the end. He took that one, and with that break of 67, he's closed the gap to just one frame, 4-3 to Barry Hawkins.
Right, Dennis. Could be a mini turning point. And once again, the red comes down to the black and ties it up.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned in the last frame where Barry places the cue ball, but Ding Junhui places it near the brown to break off, and it still happened.
And here's the break off again. And there's the reds coming down, surrounding the black. Amazing how many times it's happened, even just in this session alone. Almost every frame. Big last frame this, Dennis, isn't it? Big one for Barry to hold the lead. I think Junhui would love to get out of this session of 4-all. Hasn't played his best, but still scrapping well. Doing enough. Not much to separate the two players, but small little margins like that, little errors here and there, the players will remember. Surprised Ding doesn't try and open the black here, try and bring it into play. I think of the two players, he'd be the more aggressive. He's gone for the pot into the yellow pocket. And that's a sign of how aggressive he wants to be in this match. That was an excellent pot.
I know it's a little bit of a thin blue. He'd love to take the blue on and go straight into the pink, but he's just gone a bit too far, so got a long way to travel with the cue ball to get on his next red. He's just played for that one that's near the cushion, but he hasn't played it very well.
4.
I suppose it's a bit of a free shot up into the left corner, but he could have been on it much nicer than this. That's a couple of cracking long reds he's knocked in. He's not going into the pink here, I don't think. All depends on how he finishes on this red as to whether the black will be in play after this next shot. But even if he cannons it, he's still got to judge it correctly so that he does leave the black potable. Yeah, it was never going to be easy, that.
11.
Not contemplating even taking this black on. Way too difficult. Just wants to make sure where's the most difficult position in the balk area where he can put that cue ball.
Junhui, 11.
I just love that shot. I mean, what a shot that was. Good safety shot, but look what he's done with the red. He brought the black into play. Yeah, both players don't want to see the black tied up, but that last shot that Barry played was very clever. This is my kind of shot here. I love it where he's flicked the black out and got a good cue ball.
It's a wonderful touch. Getting the extended rest out. Doesn't want to brush off the reds below the pink because that's only sending him up towards the left-hand side of the table. He wants to try and get this cue ball somewhere behind the brown, in the middle of the ball cushion. Well, he's gone between brown and green, but he needs to get it tight, because if he doesn't get it tight, he's going to leave the long red. I'm a bit surprised with that shot. I don't know if he got it between yellow and brown, would have been a much better position for the cue ball. It's a little bit loose. Yeah. Given the opportunity now to Ding. I tell you, it was a little shake of his head, Barty. When he got back into his seat, he knew he'd be given chances like this to Ding Junhui, particularly with the cue ball so far from the ball cushion. Long putt success, 78% for Ding, 45 for Hawkins.
Six. Seven.
That's a shocker there. Yeah, without that cannon, he would have been perfect.
Big Junhui 7.
That's a good cue ball though, blocked off any escape route down the left side of the table. No route through to land on the red that's near the cushion, two from the black because of the red on the right side of the table, the one that he'd probably have to finish up playing to try and get safe. Tell you what, the red's safe now. In the pocket. It was just a pot to get himself out of trouble, and it was a good one. He had no chance of getting position on a colour, but he just potted his way out of trouble there.
Brown. Foul. Hawkins 1, Big Junhui 4.
No damage done. That's just going to cost him 4 points. Well, if this keeps running, it could be useful, but not quite.
Barry having a look. Let's see, will this red go past the black? May do, but I don't think he's going to attempt it. Very high risk. There's the match time, just over 2 hours is played. It's been a good time. Average frame time just over 15 minutes. And there's the average shot time. 22 seconds for Ding Junhui, 21 for Barry Hawkins. It's a good brisk pace. He's left this red. chance for Barry Hawkins. Normally very, very proficient on this type of shot. Doesn't have to put any side spin on the cue ball, just top of the white. Try and maybe get a cannon on the green on the way back and hold for the blue. And he went into the left-hand side of the pocket, but he's still okay. He's on the brown. There's a red. A couple of reds below the pink, and one of them pots into this right-hand corner pocket. Oh, wow.
Barry Hawkins 1. Yep.
He hasn't missed many in this session, but he's let that one slip away. I think the reason he missed the pot on the brown is because he was thinking of getting a good cue ball, and he didn't get a good cue ball in the end. He was playing for a red that was 2 from the pink for the right corner, and if he had a finish there, it would have been a great chance. Oh, it's a bit of a nervy last frame to this session, simply because of the importance. It's early in the match, but if you can establish an early lead, and well, if that goes in, I think Junhui had got a chance to go on and level the session at 4 frames all. Now, if this red passes the 1, well, obviously it doesn't. So there's the plant. Oh, do you know, is he still going to get the plant? Wow, how often would you see that? Boy, smiles in the crowd all around there, as you can see. Miscue, jumps in the air and still gets the plant. Incredible. That's the first time I think I've ever seen a miscue plant.
4.
Yeah, what a chance it's set up now for Barry Hawkins. Still got a little bit of work to do, but all these reds are
12.
definitely potable.
$13.
Play a little cannon onto the red just below the black, and then hold for the red into the opposite corner pocket. No. Oh, well, he needs a bit of an angle on this red.
20.
I think he's just got a slight angle just to use a little bit of left-hand side and get back for the black. But he's got to be high on the black here. Doesn't want to be low on it. Doesn't want to be low on the black.
21.
Because the cue ball is going to have to travel in and out of balk now.
Well, he has got an angle to do what you said, Ken. And as long as he misses the yellow coming back up, he'll drop nicely on the red there near the right side of the table. And here comes the cue ball, and he's missed the yellow. We know how good he is with the rest. I think it's something like he's missed 1 shot out of 37. He doesn't have to do much with the cue ball to get on the black in such a way he can get to the reds. He's pretty good with the rest, this player, that's for sure.
bottom red of the two to the
36.
left doesn't pot, so. But if you can get on the one that's closest to the left-hand corner pocket after this red and black,
37.
it looks to be perfect on the black now. He pots this, he's again 24 ahead, but imperative that he
44.
gets high on the black. He doesn't want to nudge the bottom red onto the cushion. Just to make sure that cue ball is up high on the black when potting this red.
45.
It's not too bad.
Quick glance at the scoreboard, that will tell him if he pots the black, he'll only just need the red to leave Ding Junhui needing a snooker. But it's not a gimme, this, along the cushion, that's for sure.
52.
I'm just wondering what way he'll play this, Dennis. Will he try and stun it in and try and, if he misses it, cover it with the black, or does he drop it in dead weight? He just needs the red.
Oh, terrific cueing.
53.
Terrific cueing there. And I suppose the way the game has gone, he deserves a 5-3 lead. He's 40
60.
ahead. He's snookered himself in the yellow. Shouldn't make a great deal of difference. And I suppose 5-3 would be a true reflection of this morning's play. Oh, he's hit the yellow and got the snooker back. That'll do nicely.
Buddy Hawkins, 60.
So, don't think he's snookered this time, but it looks as if Ding's going to be 5-3 behind after this session.
Yeah, it's been a decent session of snooker. A couple of mistakes from Ding has cost him a couple of frames. We may see the handshake now, will we? Yeah,
Franklin
Ding
says
says
it's
that's
very
enough. Shakes Barty's hand, so Barty Hawkins has had a good morning session. He leads the world number 3, Ding Junhui, by 5 frames to 3.